Hey everybody, thought I'd do a quick video this morning on this channel because I got my other one taken down because I showed a Mayo Clinic trained, board certified, yada yada credentialed doctor talking about the V. Can you believe this? Still 2 years later, they're taking my fucking video down from a doctor who's done the research, who's in there doing the work, from his video for misinformation. Are you kidding me? At this point, you're still doing this? Are you kidding me? Wow. This is sad. I don't know. Hey, Tinker. I don't know who you people are, but I hope you're getting your thrills and taking down my channel. 133 subscribers. Yeah, I got a reach, boy. I got reach. I'm shifting the tide across the flat earth with my medical misinformation, right? And that I'm a threat. I'm a threat to YouTube. I'm a threat to the world. Oh, the little deal says these community guidelines are to keep people safe. Safe. It's their key word again. Safe. Gotta be safe. Like your jab, safe and effective, but not. YouTube, are you like the jab? Are you safe and effective, but not? I wonder. I don't know. I got nothing else to lose. I wonder if I should go ahead and show that video again because I only showed like the first 30 seconds. This is sad. It is. It's sad. I don't know what to do. I don't know how else do you exist when this kind of censorship and this kind of tyranny and this kind of big brother action, the thought police are in full swing. Full swing. Everywhere. And it's you, YouTube. It's you. It's you and you and you. Whoever you people are there at YouTube. I don't know how you live with yourselves. I don't know what person sits there at work and gets handed my video and told to review it and looks at it and going, oh, that's got to go. That's got to go. I don't get it. I don't know. I want to work at YouTube and review videos. Do they have, who are these people? Because they're obviously not medically trained if they look at my stuff and go, wow, that's medical misinformation. Because it's a Mayo trained doctor doing the talking, not me. Wow. If this kind of stuff, if these kind of things are not indicative of the times we live in, the end times of the devil loosed, I don't know what is. Because you can't even let a doctor talk if that doctor's not saying what they want to hear. I'm tired of it. Tired. I'm done. Sorry, y'all know the score. I had to go make Kathy's coffee. She's up. But yeah, guys. What are we gonna do? What do you do? I mean, when they have that kind of control, it's It's discerning, disheartening, discouraging, and downright dishonest of them. You know, they leave up Al Qaeda videos. They leave up that dude that shot up New York the other day. He had videos up there saying just straight up, "Gonna kill Whitey. Got to kill people." That's what he said. Is on his videos. It was up. The news showed it. They played. They showed his post, and that's okay. His stayed up. His got to stay up. But I post a doctor talking about research he's done hands on as misinformation. But there's videos out I've seen before of young girls with see-through tops on and modeling bikinis and see-through clothes, and it's okay. It's okay. That's good stuff. But me and my little channel, ooh, stay right, buddy. Stay right. You ain't gonna be doing this on our time, misinforming the whole world on our time. It's sad. It's just sad. And I don't get it. I don't know. I don't. I never thought I could say anything that anybody would go, "Oh, oh, oh, hey, who's this radical? Can't have that on TV, on YouTube. What are you doing? Dude, you can't say that stuff." I never figured that. I never dreamed. My parents are so disappointed. They never dreamed they'd raise a kid who would spread disinformation. Ah, the horror. The horror. I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I got this thing going, and I'm trying to tell the truth about stuff, and they won't let me. They won't let you. You're trying to tell the truth about things. You try and show what's really going on. You ain't gonna hang around here much. You have to find another place to hang out, and I guess I started an account on Rufkin and on a couple of those. I set up accounts, but I haven't done anything on them because this was the platform that I started using, and I'm comfortable with it and understand it. The others, I've looked at them a little bit, and they're kind of, there's a learning curve. But anytime an entity has the power and the ability to shut your speech down random, without cause, without recourse, without appeal. They say, "Oh, you're gonna appeal." Every single one of my appeals is the same way. They never once, ever said, "Well, we understand what we see it. Yeah, we'll look at it again." No, everyone's like, "Yeah, sorry, we looked at it and you're wrong. You're wrong. We're right. You're an idiot. You're harmful to the world." I want to keep everybody safe, and I thank them for that. Thank y'all. Thank you, YouTube, for keeping people safe. I don't know how you do it, but because you let so much other shit out. That's what I need to do. I guess I need to just go find some of those videos and play some of those others on my channel and see if they'll take it down. I need to find some kind of, what do y'all think? Who should I search? Who should I?
Why didn't you wake me up?
Because I thought you were up.
But that's okay. I'm the only one there today, and there's no 8 o'clock meeting, so I'm not in a big rush.
Oh, okay.
How'd you sleep?
Oh, not bad. I had my fucking channel taken down again for that 20-minute video I did yesterday morning. I showed 30 seconds of this doctor's talk, and they took it down for medical misinformation. Of that doctor's fucking speech he gave. He's Mayo Clinic trained, epidemiologist, immunologist. He's all this, and he starts doing his talk, and I shut it off and went, "Go watch that video. It's pretty interesting." And they took it down.
from a board certified immunologist, fucking dude, and they're saying he's medical and misinformation. What? 2 years into this shit, Kathy, and they're still taking doctors down there, standing there going, look, this whole spike protein thing, they shouldn't have ever done it. I mean, they got. How come you don't get to have both sides of the story anymore? And it says in there, if my God, you do. but it just says in there on that, we're trying to keep the community safe. For me? Yeah. Me? From that guy? God, I'm so mad. I know. I'm still live streaming. I'm telling Kathy. Y'all heard me. What? Do you have diesel too? Your coffee is ready. I don't have diesel yet. Okay. Will you hand me my coffee? Okay. Yes, I will hand you your coffee. He's with Alex. That's fine. Okay. Good job. I don't know. Did you get some M&Ms this morning? God. But they leave up radical websites from all these other religions and stuff. They have videos up where they let little girls get up there in model bikinis and see-through tops, and it's okay. That's all fine. But I can't run a certified Mayo Clinic trained doctor's talk on medicine, on anything. It's crazy. Sorry, guys. Jeez. It's just crazy. I don't get it. Where is that? I'm just looking at something to throw up here. See if they're okay with it. Just because I can. Let's do a share. Let's just pick one. Okay. They hate all those people, I guess. It's an X on them.
Like 1,000 pounds for the sex. Like
I don't know. Did you see that? Did you see that? Every one of those celebrities had an X on them. I don't know what he was singing. But it's just crazy. They are definitely trying to keep us separated. They want it separate. But 2 years into this, all the information is out there. People have heard it. People know. And they're still trying to suppress truth. They're still trying to suppress the truth. They don't want debate. And that's what's funny. They say follow the science. But then when the other side comes out and they say, we did our research and this is what we're finding. No. You don't need to do your research. We've done the research. We know what's going on. You stay back. Stay back behind the yellow line. No research being done here. We do it. You don't. And whatever results you do come up with, if they're not what we say, then you messed up somewhere. Because this is the only way you can get there. You messed up. I thought science was supposed to invite debate. They were supposed to invite research, and that's ever scientist who makes a breakthrough. They want somebody to try and prove me wrong. That's their plea. Try and prove me wrong. And that's the gig. But now it's don't try to prove it wrong. Don't try and get any more information out of this than we're given. Because we've got the CDC, we've got the WHO, we've got the IMF, we've got NATO, we've got INH, we've got it all. You don't have anything. You don't have anything. They have it all. They've done the research. They know truth. We don't. We don't. That one doctor, he was saying he's tried for the last year to get a dose of any of them, just a dose of any of them, and do some lab testing on it. Can't get it. He's a doctor. He's a medical doctor with a license. They won't give him any. They won't give him any. And he's tried to get other therapeutics that the institutes push, and can't get a hold of it. He said all the doctors he knows, he's asked, they've tried, and they're holding on to that stuff like it's freaking the Holy Grail. You know, only way anybody's gonna see it is just from the syringe into your skin. You ain't gonna get a hold of nothing else. Ooh. Especially if there's any chance you are gonna take and study it, test it, run it through a process, break it down, spin it down, see what all's in it. I don't want you doing that. They don't want you doing that. Don't do it. The government has it covered. Every one of them has it covered. You don't need to worry about that. They got you. They've got you. It really is funny to it really is funny to see this. I mean, real time. It's like, wow, really? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why? Why? Why don't they let us have both sides of any story and let us choose or what it is? All right? Because there's three sides to every story. Their story, and the truth. Let us find the truth here somewhere. I mean, this is crazy. I just don't get it. Nothing. When you can't play 30 seconds of a Mayo Clinic trained, certified epidemiologist, virologist. What else was he? I mean, the dude had the shit, right? And you can't play his video of him talking about his work, not commenting on it. I didn't say I believed it. I didn't say I was with it. I didn't say I trusted it. I just let the man speak, and they took my channel. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And that's the fun thing. The appeals. Yeah, I did the appeal. And I asked them, what's up with that? What is up? Now, how did I say it? I wasn't very nice. I did at the end in all caps. End it with douchebag. That might not help. I don't know. That might not help. I can't help myself. But it's just, man, it ain't cool. I don't know who's watching, if anybody, but I'm gonna I'll put the link in the chat if anybody wanted to come on in the next bit. Do what?
I said.
All the dogs are here, dear. I'm still live streaming. I'm just sitting here complaining.
Oh, you're talking to yourself?
I am talking to myself. Well, there's 2 people watching right now. But
oh, is this your other channel?
Yeah, I'm on my other channel. But it's just so hard for me to fathom at this point in time. Yeah, 2 years into this, how
the both sides of the dilemma aren't allowed. Only one dilemma, part of the dilemma, is allowed. If you don't believe in that part of it, then you have nothing to say. We're gonna make sure you got nothing to say.
I didn't even know my dogs got out of bed.
You didn't? Did you say you're gonna try and get out of there early today?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want for supper tonight on your new diet? I am going to the grocery store.
You what?
I am going to go to the grocery store.
Oh, okay.
What would you like? This is your diet. I'm cooking for you.
Meat and vegetables. That's all I
Meat and vegetables. Any meat, liver, and onions.
Yes. There you go.
You said meat and vegetables.
Tomatoes and cucumbers, but no dressing, or oil and vinegar would be fine.
Oil and vinegar. I'll do an oil and vinegar. Huh?
Fred, you look guilty.
Always.
Max, you don't even look at me anymore.
Baxter's
I didn't
chill.
even know you were in bed.
Okay. I'll hook you up. Sorry, little family business. But she started a diet yesterday, and they send her these foods and snacks and like breakfast. They send her little pancake mixes and stuff like that. Okay, probably so. I agree. But so she eats these things during the day, and then you can have one healthy meal at night. A lean meat, and vegetables, not fried, that kind of stuff. But of course, he's laying on the couch, his favorite spot. His favorite spot. Here he comes. DZD. What's up, buddy? I know. I didn't tell you had to get up. Wow. I'm sorry. I hate that. Well, guys, I wish you could come on for a few minutes. I hate that. Yeah, that's our whole deal. When I went to see my parents, was trying to explain to my parents, look, as this goes, your choice is cooperate with us, or you're gonna have to go to a nursing home or something. Because if you don't cooperate with us, we can't leave you alone with keys to vehicles. We just can't do that. That's not responsible of us. And of course, my dad's getting all upset, man. My dad's getting upset. My brother took the keys to their vehicles. He called me yesterday going, okay, man, I'm going to take the vehicles. I'm taking the keys. And I said, okay, do it. I'm behind you 100%. Do it. We're waiting on the DPS to come through with the report from his doctor and have him come take a driving test so they can disqualify him, and it's not us. So my mom's birthday's yesterday. Their anniversary's today. And I talked to her yesterday, and she says, well, I guess I'm going to have to start driving again. Well, shit, she hadn't driven in almost 5 years. And when she was driving, she was not a good driver then. She was already starting to lose her stuff then. So, we got nursing care coming in and physical therapy coming in 3 days a week. They go in and that's another thing. They did physical therapy with them. They've done it 2 times. And after the second time, my parents are both like, golly, I'm sore, I'm hurt. And my brother's like, right, because they're stretching you. You got to get it. You got to get active, or you're gonna be this way. And my mom cancels the next one. She calls and says, yeah, we got family coming into town. We got canceled this week. And my brother, he called him back going, don't ever let them cancel. They don't cancel. It goes through us. We have medical power of attorney, so at least they can't do that.
Oh, I don't trust them either, man. And it's not the nursing home. It's each, the individuals that they hire in there. You never know which one of them is going to be the person that's, the abuser, the thief, whatever. You just don't know. And the people that get those jobs aren't the cream of the crop. They're not there for their medical experience and their freaking caring hearts. It's sad. It is sad. Right. Yeah, I mean, my parents are just like my mom. She sits in a dadgum recliner with the remote in her hand all day. Rarely gets up, and when she does get up, she can barely walk. And we're like, "You gotta get out of the chair, Jesus, woman!" Yeah, she runs my poor old dad ragged. she she ain't gotten herself anything to eat or drink in the last 5 years. No, no, lots of them do not. There. Well, and Kathy and I were talking about it. She's in the last 10 years. Just the quality of the nurses being turned out in these nursing schools is so sad. The majority of them got into it for the money. Very few of them get into it because they care and they want to help people. And it's about each individual and caring for people. They don't do that anymore. It's all about the money and finding them a husband, find them a husband. You know, that's just the way it is. And we, if putting them in nursing home, you've got to employ tactics like marking their stuff in specific ways. You know, putting things in certain orders. You know what I'm saying? You gotta set up little traps that, if you go in there and your dad says, "Man, no, I didn't get X, Y, or Z," you can go, "Wait a minute, I left them for you. They're supposed to give them." You know what I'm saying? I would do that. And if you have the ability to put a camera in his room, that's your feet, not theirs. Oh, right. And that's hard for people when they grow up drinking good water. Even this stuff in bottles is a low grade water. I just think of if they wouldn't mess with our water and our food, how much healthier we could be. Yeah, yeah, man. It's to even think about them going in there. Yeah, you can't get out of going to see a doctor, right? At this point, and that's one of the things I worry about with Alan as he's getting older and stuff. He's fairly healthy, right? Pretty healthy guy, but when something happens, he's gonna be like, "Don't take me to the hospital. Don't take me." you know, to go get some bark off the tree and make a tincture, and that's all I need. What am I gonna do with him when it happens? And what am I gonna do? Because the rest of us will go to the hospital. He won't. He won't go. He won't go. But your dad, prayers, prayers, prayers for him. I just, in these times like this for our parents, my prayer is uh, is that they're comfortable and they're happy and they're content. You know, content that they're able to reflect on their life and they're able to go, "I did, I did it. I did it." Yeah, yeah, that at some point, it's probably been 20 years ago, where hospitals took a turn toward corporatism, a real hard turn toward corporatism. And the bottom line really just said, get out of the way. Patient care, outcomes, all that doesn't matter. Bottom line matters. We can't even turn out mediocre care if we don't have the money. So we got to have the money, or we're not going to be able to turn out even mediocre care. So they got the money, and they still turn out mediocre care. And they say, hey, it's not our fault. You're the sick ones. Y'all are so dadgum sick. We're trying to heal you. You know, stop doing this, and this. But everything, their food pyramid, everything they give us and tell us to do doesn't help us. Everything they've told us for the last 50 years, hey, don't eat this, do eat that, was wrong, you know. And they tell us, you know, but when you're sick, you come here and we'll give you some more of this and it'll make you better. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. The poor old country doctor who used to bring his little bag, and he had some salve in there, and he had some ointments, and he had a tincture or two, and he probably had some other natural remedies and recipes in there for families, you know, and just go in there and hands-on take care of them. Okay, what's going on here? Look them over. Actually touch them. I hadn't been touched by a doctor since, you know, when they put in my spinal stimulator. Sure, they had to touch it, but since then, nobody. No matter what. Right. Well, and that's the thing. Every one of these stinking countries, every one of them that did the universal, same story. Relatives up in Canada, if they didn't have supplemental, they'd be paying, it'd be crazy what they'd pay. And they still pay quite a bit. You know, and it's funny the way their deal works, from what I understand, is like their healthcare is taken out just like ours, Medicare. It's a Medicare taken out of your income, and then on top of that, you have to go buy some supplemental. So ain't none of it free. They say they got free healthcare, they got universal. That ain't true. That's just not true. None of it's free to those people. They've got a mindset, and I learned this from being around them. They got a mindset of every single thing that is taken from them by the state is every single penny for the good of the masses. It's for the greater good, and they act like it doesn't even exist. So whatever they do take home, they are like, man, you know, this is great. I get to go and wait 3 hours in a waiting room with a broken wrist. And then when I do get seen, they don't even do an x-ray. They just put a splint on it and give me an appointment to an orthopedic surgeon 4 months later. This is true. That's happened to my sister-in-law. 300-pound woman fell, boom, broke her wrist, went to the hospital, waited well over 3 hours. I'm sure it was longer than that. She finally gets seen. The little intern looks at her and goes, yeah, that's pretty nasty. We put some ice on it, put a splint on it. And here's your appointment. Call these people, get an appointment, go see this doctor. And she calls the next day and they're like, yeah, we can see you in 4 months. She says, but my wrist is broken. And they're like, nah, if you feel like you need more care, you know, go back to the hospital. And she's like, of course, what is going on? Of course I need more care. So I believe she did go back to the hospital. And they finally did x-ray it. And they did say, yeah, I mean, yeah, it is broke. Keep your appointment with that guy. and left her in a splint. And it wasn't even set well. So when she went and saw the surgeon, they had to go back in, had to go and do surgery, and it was healed wrong, had a non-union in one place. They had to fracture it back and replate and plate it and graft it and all this. That's crazy. You come into a hospital and in our borders and you have a broken wrist. They're going to do an x-ray, and if it needs surgery, they'll do it either that night or the next day. They'll just keep you there 24 hours if it's that kind of comminuted fracture. They'll do it. They don't send you home, give you a phone number and call a doctor and him go, yeah, I can see you in my office. In the office, mind you, this is not a fixing of it. Take a book with you. So that poor woman, she went through hell with a broken wrist because of the way their system works. It was nothing she did. She called and called and called. She called and could have gotten into a doctor in the US in like 3 weeks. She could have gotten in it within 3 weeks, and it wouldn't have been healed back by then. But that beats 4 months. And we were like, why wouldn't you come on down and get it fixed now? It's going to be crazy later. And she, nah, wait. She wishes she hadn't waited now. Oh, and last night, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. She was in the ER with atrial fibrillation. She's been having heart troubles. Yeah, I mean, what do you do in those cases? I've learned, and this is for anybody and everybody out there. If you want to hack going into an ER, walk in and just say, I am having chest pains and difficulty breathing, and they will fast track you. And then when you get back there, if it's a gash on your head, yeah, go ahead, say the same thing. Yeah, I'm bleeding real bad here, but mainly it's chest pain, shortness of breath, and they'll get you back. It's just the way it is. Yeah, even with a head injury like that, they'll be like, "Are you having any chest pain?" That's one of the questions they ask if you remember. When you go to a ER, you walk in, they're like, "Yes, how can we help you?" You're like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling good. Are you having any chest pain, shortness of breath?" And you're like, "No, that's not my problem. I'm having this." And they're like, "Okay, here, fill this out and go sit." If you say right away, yes, I'm having shortness of breath, chest pain. No. Yeah. I'm proud of my back. I'm thinking. I was actually laying there this morning thinking, is today the day I go back, play golf? Is today the day? Does it feel like it? I don't know. We'll see. I may get back out there today. Right. Well, that's basically what I've got is an internal TENS unit. And you know how your muscles feel when you turn it up just a little too much and you get that type of deal? I can get my neck and my back in a position where my legs or my arms will do that. Whoa. Oh, I bet. But that's the thing, man. That's the thing. Like, knowing Kathy's job the way I do, in those situations, they have paperwork that's generated automatically in a situation where wait times are a certain length, where they do reviews, of these charts, and they see that stuff. They have people who do chart reviews, and when that when they see that kind of stuff, it goes to a committee, and they look at it and they go, "Well, why, how'd this happen? What's going on?" So here in the U.S., they try to address that stuff, because I don't know how many times my wife has come home and just gone, "Oh my God, you won't believe what they did." And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding." Well, me and Alan went and hit golf balls last week in the driving range down the road here. And it wasn't bad. I hit about 25 balls and my back spasmed up, especially right here where my generator is, where that little unit is, the muscles all around it really, really want to spasm. And I got to get past that. So I do a lot of ice, baby. But yeah, I can't believe they took my got another strike for that 30 seconds of video from a Mayo Clinic trained, certified virologist, immunologist, researcher. And they took it down, man, for medical misinformation. I wouldn't be surprised if that's not what it meant. I would not be surprised. Actually, I like it. I like it. Now, grant, let women play golf, but you got to play. You can't get out there and diddle around. I've run it. Oh my God, you don't know how many times. Yeah, you get it up too high, man, it'll get you. I don't know how many times on golf course I've come along playing. Everything's working well. Good pace of play. Pace of play in golf is a big thing. And come on, some women. And good Lord. And it's always the same way. There's one in the group that she's really good. You can tell she's really good. She's on the green. She's standing there waiting on everybody else. But I've been behind ones that were just really good. Never knew they were there. Yeah. And that's still healing. That's still healing all around that unit. It'll get better. Yeah, for 2 weeks. My second strike. The other one happened back right at the first of the year. Same thing. Medical disinformation. But it's so weird. The channels that are up that have content that is just, on a lot of levels inappropriate and unnecessary. But it gets to stay up. Mine has said simple things and it's gone. Yeah, 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. But I guess I'll do something on here. Elle knows I'm here. I don't know if Ashley knows I'm here. I have to tell Ashley. And isn't that funny? I'm guessing, I want to say probably, they were at one point clearing the rocks because they wanted to plant there, and somebody hit one real good one day and went, "Oh, did you see that?" And the other guy's like, "Let me see that stick. That's a cool stick. Get another rock like that one." Whack, and he hit one. That is cool. Did you see that? And so they got other sticks and going, "Ooh, check this stick. See, it's bigger." I'm just guessing, but That's got to be the way it went down. Somebody hit one right in the screws, nutted it for the first time, and went, "Guys, come here. This is cool. Do you think? See if you can hit this rock straight like I just did, and over that hill, right?" Well, I hate that because if I had played golf in seventh or eighth grade, I would have probably never played football, baseball, basketball again. I'd have probably just stuck to golf. But I didn't play golf till I was in my 18, 19 years old. And for the first probably 10 times I went out, it was with friends who went out to drink beer. And I drank beer and I didn't even learn how to play golf. I just wasted my money and my time. Yeah, we're living in crazy times, man. I've said it before. I'll always say it. We were born at this time for a reason, man. This is great. This is just to see this, what's going on, to see the veils lifted, to see the mask coming off of the elites, to see the truths slowly dripping out, drip, drip. Yeah, yeah. Great time to be alive. Like Alan and I said before, I'd rather be here at the end times of the devil loosed than in Armageddon. You know, I mean, your chance at Armageddon is that you are righteous and you get to go into the millennial reign, but that's pretty bad time still. Still. Yeah, Al. Yeah. For the first, because you know it had to have been one dude had a stick and went whack, and it felt good in his hands, and the ball flew, and he went, "Oh, that was great." And another dude, he's like his buddy, who always thinks he can do shit better than him, and went, "Come here, come here. Let's see if you can do this. All right, let's make a game out of this shit. Here, I'll put a bucket over here. See if you can hit it into that. How many times do you have to hit it to get it in there?" And there it goes. It's on. Okay, you think you can hit it that far? Well, come back here. Come back here and see how many times it takes you to get it in the bucket. Yeah, and for me, and Kathy got her appreciation for golf from watching it with me, and she, like most women, loves those golf courses. They're just so immaculate. They're just so beautiful. Like Augusta. I mean, that's just a beautiful layout. The landscaping is just wow. Nature is just amazing. Yeah, Greg Norman and those Aussies, they yeah, they've done a bunch from what I understand for youth golf over in and in these times being able to witness what's going on and understand it and find contentment, find peace and happiness in this chaos is wow, what a blessing. What a blessing. It is so nice to be able to sit back and observe and understand and not be influenced, not be drawn into the material world, into their psyop. It's so obvious now to me. It's like, what was a famous saying in Congress in the 80s when they were diddling with old Larry Flint and pornography. And the question was asked, I don't know who answered it this way, but they were asked, what's pornography? And he says, well, I know it when I see it. I mean, and we know what we're seeing here. You can call it whatever you want, but I know it when I see it. It's for sure. There's no doubt. Oh my gosh, yeah, the Karens and the PC-ness, and I hate the word wokeness, but their wokeness, and it's just wow, they're perpetually offended. I mean, how can you be perpetually offended? And it's just over stuff, over made up stuff, over stuff that has. Yes, dear.
You still yakking?
I'm still yakking. Elle's on here.
Morning.
Well, she's in the chat. She said everybody just went to bed, and so she can't talk. So she's chatting, and I'm just chatting back.
Remember some kosher deals?
Oh, you want kosher deals? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, her dad. She was telling us she's having to put him in a nursing home. Yeah, he's not doing great. So we're praying hard for Elle's dad, Mom.
Okay. We can do that.
Love you. Have a good day. Yeah, some of the stuff, until I saw this stuff when I was in Tennessee working there in Clarksville, I went to this golf course out in the middle of nowhere called Greystone. And this thing, now that I think back, Jesus, it had these huge monolithic damn slabs of granite just coming out of the ground. One here, there was some laid around, made a ridge, this one hole, and you look off of it. There's just this rock sticking up in the middle of the fairway, and past it, it's where you land. And all along this side was just a wall of these stones. And I didn't know what I was looking at. I wish I had known, because this thing was crazy. It was in the mountains, and these holes went up and down, and just that stuff was everywhere. And the way they laid the golf course out made it so inconspicuous. Oh, true. It is. It is disheartening, but that's why I say it's a blessing that we can see this and we can help some people. We can't save them all, but, we can at least, you know, get some people on the right track, get as many as we can. It's like the name of that stream that was taken down was Surviving the Programmed. And that's going to be our thing, is surviving these people and their ire and their disdain for us, going forward. We got to navigate these people. It's local level, who you're engaged with. The big thing isn't that big a problem. It's local. Yeah, it's the ones you're going to see on a daily basis that are going to be the problem people in the future. That's for sure. That's why look at every example. Where is that? We should look into these places. Well, every time you click on, every time I click on YouTube, there's a new story about something else on Earth, about something else, rediscovered. It's, we're gonna have to separate, and we're gonna have to understand. We're gonna have. You hate to say it this way, but you got to have one foot in their world and one foot out, because you're gonna have to negotiate things. All of a sudden, you're not gonna be able to pay cash for those things you want. I wonder what would happen. And I've seen people do it before, and it's tedious, but close all our accounts and just use cash and then go get cashier's check, mail all your bills, do that. I know, I mean, and we can do that only, I think, by example, because these days they have too many examples of ways they can go, man, that are fun and feel good and taste good. And, they got too many of those paths. The narrow path is hard to, I guess, market. That's what it's all about, is marketing and advertising, propaganda. How do you our strategy, our marketing strategy is lacking because we don't have any frills. We don't have any audible or tangible, in their eyes, benefits. Because when they when they drink and they do those things in sex, it all feels good. They get they get that adrenaline, they get that serotonin. But with Christ, they don't understand that the Holy Spirit is twice the drug as speed or meth or weed or any of it. It's twice the drug. When you have the Holy Spirit come over you and you're in those moments, there's nothing. Wow. For me, there's nothing. I can't do anything much but just cry with joy and pray and thank God for everything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are some that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your example or anything. They're just, that's their gig. That's their gig. They're in the material world and they'll die on that hill. You can't tell them that what they're doing isn't making them happy. That's what's so funny, because they won't admit when they're behind closed doors and they're alone, they're empty. They're empty. And what can you do? They're not filled with the Lord, the Word. They don't have the Word on their heart that they can turn to in the times of need. They turn to substances. They turn to sex. They turn to media. Really? Are they? See, and there was a weird phenomenon here that when those gas prices started going up, all the signs started flashing cash was 10 cents a gallon cheaper than credit. Cash was king. It was 10 cents a gallon cheaper if you paid cash. Whereas last year, remember, has it been 2 years, when all of a sudden there were signs up, no cash, debit only. We don't have any change. We don't have any coins to give change out. Remember that? Remember that? They didn't have, it was going to be a shortage of change. And that's gone. I hadn't heard anything about that. But, right. I mean, I can honestly say, of the substances I've put in my body that induced chemical reactions in my brain, nothing topped the times I've been overwhelmed with the Holy Spirit. I mean, it just, nothing close. Nothing close. I would rather have that any day than those experiences on other substances. Just doesn't match. Just doesn't add up. It's not good enough. Not good enough. Because there's no hangover. The Holy Spirit, how it stays. You can ride it long time. Long time. And then you have friends like Elle who enrich that spirit, who lift you up, who have encouraging words, who you know have your best interest in heart. And if that doesn't bring you some peace and joy, what else? What are you looking for? I mean, what do you want? And everybody's mind is in the same lane. Well, I'd be happier. I need a new car. I need a bigger house. No, you don't. No, you don't. Right. And, our buddy Joel, I haven't heard from him in a while. He, remember he took the big leap backwards and went into denial of Jesus Christ. And last time we talked, he said, "Yeah, man, I want to be friends with you. I know we see things different." And I said, "Yeah, we can be friends. No problem." Well, El, I've heard that my whole life. Oh, dollar's gonna go, dollar's gonna crash, dollar's gonna crash, dollar's gonna crash. And yeah, okay, I know, but it's sure painful. I wish that sucker crashed because it's just painful going all the way, through this process. Come on, let's do this. The sooner it crashes, the sooner we can start recovering from it. But they've just drug it out so long and just drove up, printed so much money everywhere, every country. Nobody is immune. The good old IMF and the central banks made sure everybody got their loans. I wonder if they ever turned anybody down a country for a loan. Right? Isn't that funny? We get turned down all the time. Bye, babe. Have a good day.
Maxie.
Yeah, he's under there. Love it.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You already got the door open.
Yeah, close that door while you go out so nobody follows you. Just this door.
Say what?
Just close that door so nobody follows you.
Okay.
Close this door right
I
here.
know. You want Diesel in?
No, he won't. He's good.
Okay. All right. Love you.
Love you. What was so hard about that? What was so hard about that? Close the door. But yeah, I mean, what do you do with people like that? And for him, early on, his testimony was he saw that, wow, the way I've been living, things I've been doing, this is wrong. This ain't gonna work. And so he tried to change his ways. He met a woman that was a Christian. Everything seemed to be okay. And I don't know what he did, but wow, it went bad pretty quick. Well, I hope it's not that long. I hope it doesn't take him, 10 months, because nobody needs to go through that kind of unneeded suffering when you know the answer to stop it. If you know the cure, why go through the illness? I guess that's one of the things about the unbeliever that's kind of hard. Sure, it's done to cause pain. And I think one of the sickest parts to all this is they claim, to be here for the guy on the bottom, man. We're here for you. You're being treated bad. You're being treated, this is terrible. We're gonna fix this for you. While the whole time they're talking, blowing their air, that person can't put but 2 gallons of gas in their vehicle. And that's all they got. And they're going, hey, I feel your pain. I know it's hard. I'm going to fix it for you. You can't afford gas. You can't get to work. Well, maybe you shouldn't have lived so far from your work. It's usually their deal. You should have thought of that before you bought a home 50 miles from your house, from your work. Like Kathy, her work is 28 miles. You know, she's driving 56 miles round trip every day. And for people who are lower income, they can't afford that gas. They could not afford that. But think about it. I'd like to see the record of all the countries who put in for loans and who got rejected and why. And what were the terms of the agreement of the ones that were accepted? what kind of lawyer freaking sneaky phrases are there in that fine print? I wonder if somebody has one. I bet somebody somewhere has one of those contracts, or an IMF loan application. I'd like to see one of those. I'd like to see one of those. I know what regular bank applications look like. I wonder what an IMF has on it. And I remember back in the early 90s when I first heard about the IMF. And I was like, what? International Monetary Fund? And I was sold, my narrative that I understood it to be is that, oh, well, this is a fund everybody puts money in, and when a country needs help, they need a loan, they go to them. So, it's all on the up and up. Everybody's watching. Not so much. Not so much. It's crazy. We're lucky. We're lucky. We're getting to see some nefarious stuff go down. And how do you Kathy, last night we were sitting in the living room and turned on the TV, and I stood there for about 10 minutes, and I just got up and went, here, give her the remote. I can't watch TV. There's nothing on there I want to watch. And she asked me, why are you always just watching The Office or like Modern Family or something? And I said, well, Office was pre-PC, so you can see the attitude of the country in there and the subjects that they will touch on. And then Modern Family, you see, they've introduced all these other things into the family, and see how they're propagandizing us now through that. Well, isn't that sad? Isn't that sad that they tell you don't do that? What are you doing? Wow. What do you do? When people lost their humanity and they're only about the policies and procedures, and it doesn't matter about, your humanity and caring and empathy and sympathy and all that. And then that's policy. We don't do that here. That's like in all those towns that started arresting people for feeding the homeless. You can't do that. We don't know where that food came from. You could make them sick. Stop doing that. It don't matter. It don't matter if they're starving to death. Don't you bring them a ham sandwich. Our health department hasn't checked that sandwich. That homeless person could die. You don't care if that homeless person dies any other way. Right. Right. I mean, they just got the bureaucracy so layered and so compartmentalized now that, it's a subsidiary of, it's a partner, it's under the umbrella. They have so many different ways. Well, it's watch watching the stories. I've seen some deals lately about the guys since the 70s who had invented the water powered cars, the fuel efficient um, adapters, things you can put on your car to increase your fuel efficiency, and the way they treated them all. The one guy that I remember his story best is he had the car, that the vapor system that would do 100 miles a gallon. And he did all the tests. He did everything. He was wow in public. There were articles, New York Times, everything. It was everywhere. And the guy was asked in an interview, he says, well, do you fear for your life? He says, no, it's too big. It's out there now. Everybody knows about it now. So I'm not afraid anything happening to me. Well, within 6 months, he was done. Well, before he got eliminated, he had made a deal with this company to manufacture his deal and put it into production, put it out there on vehicles, and he was going to get like $5,000 a month, and he was going to get royalties, like 10% royalties. Well, he gets in with this guy. They start their stuff. Well, within a month or two, this guy sells to another automotive company. Well, this automotive company now takes over, and they go to his research and they go, yeah, man, this is great stuff. We're running research now and stuff. And so we appreciate your help. And within another month, they sent him a letter going, we had a similar device in research. And now that we look at yours and ours, it's the same thing. We don't need yours. You're not going to get any more money. You're not going to get any royalties. You're not going to get nothing. And then, within another few months, he was dead. And they put it on the shelf. Gone. And this is a guy who had articles, LA Times, New York Times, Chicago, everybody was talking about this. They were talking about how this is going to change everything. But that guy, another dude, the last dude that they talked about, he was going public and stuff, and he was gung ho, and he was asked the same stuff. Do you fear? And he's no, I'm not afraid. It's out there. He had the same attitude. It's out there. And so, within a few weeks of him announcing he was putting this thing into production, he was approached by a guy who just simply gave him a sheet of paper that had all his family's names, addresses. He had pictures of his grandchildren. He had everything. All his family members' work schedules, where they worked. He didn't even have to say anything. And the guy's like, I got the message pretty quick. And the next day he put out a press release and a memo to people saying, I'm no longer working in the free energy industry. I've destroyed all of my paperwork, all of my prototypes. I'm out of the game. And he was done. He walked away. And he said, no, it wasn't worth it to me. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all the evidence is there, right? I've said it before. We've got enough evidence to indict the system. We do. We don't need any more evidence. We don't need to have one more file folder showing, here's what you've done wrong again. We've got it. We should be able to indict. We should be able to just say enough. I was watching Adam Carolla, and he was talking about how the CDC had pushed another 2 weeks forward, taking the mask mandates off of air travel. And day before it's supposed to, be lifted, boom, they add another 2 weeks to it. And he's just like, people, just stop. If everybody on the flight says no, what are they going to do? He goes, I know it's going to have to be that first flight of people saying no. We're not going to do it. We're getting on the plane. We're going to our destination. We're not doing this. And he says, until then, suckers, go ahead. What are you going to do? But it's just, man. Oh, geez. There's so many patents out there for stuff. That would change so much that they keep suppressed. Well, it's coming. They want the circular economy. It was a disposable economy. In the 80s, it started to become a disposable economy. For the 80s, you buy a refrigerator, dishwasher, washer, dryer, cars, anything you bought, they lasted. And if they broke, they could be fixed cheaply. And then in the 80s, it started becoming disposable. And then now they're trying to bring it back around to a circular economy where it's not high quality, it's not going to last a long time, but you're going to be able to trade it in for a new one, and then this will become, a washer will become, a freaking power washer for, or something. Everything's going to become something else until the last piece of metal becomes a bobby pin, right? It was a truck, now it's a bobby pin. We've used it 100 times. That's what they're saying. Really? They shut that down? Wow. No way. Why would they do that? Well, sure. Sure, we're dependent on them. And I mean, they suckered us into this too. I mean, wow. If you think about it. 60s and 70s with the drug culture and the wars and getting off the dollar and the oil problems, and they just suckered us into this. And we had the reliable stuff up to then at least, and then bam, in the 80s this started, everything cheap, plastic on cars everywhere, it just went downhill. And we were I remember, as geez, my parents at their house, I had the same stove and washer and dryer my whole, teen years. From the time I was 10 years old till I left home and into my 20s, I know my parents had the same appliances for 20 years, at least. I remember trying to convince my dad, dude, it's time, man. It's time to get a new fridge. It's time to get, this stuff is old. It was old olive green stuff. Yeah, I still had it. And it was working. It was working. We did it because we'd been told you don't need outdated stuff like that. You can afford to buy new stuff. Buy new stuff. Why? Was my dad's attitude. They still work. Well, they don't look so good. Okay. I mean, it was all on looks, aesthetics. It had nothing to do with function. Yeah, we ain't got much of a choice. This new truck I bought, wow, so much plastic. It's lightweight metal. It's terrible. Well, they, in the 2000s, when George Bush and the EPA changed all their environmental rules and regs on refrigerants and air conditioners and refrigerators in your car and all that, when they changed those regulations, they had a deal they sent us. And in it, what you give the customer when their air conditioner had a leak in it, an unfixable leak, the rules have been changed to you couldn't any longer fix the leak more than once. If somebody had a leak, you could fix the leak. If you could fix it, you could fix it and recharge it, and they'd be okay. But if you couldn't fix it, they had to within 6 months replace that air conditioner. You couldn't recharge it and get it going. They had 6 months to get a new air conditioner, or they'd be subject to fines. And that was crazy. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And because customers, my dad had had it for years, and it was one of those phenomenons. He always had a few of them that every year it would need a little bit of Freon. It had a slow leak somewhere that we couldn't find, but it only took about a pound of gas each year, and it'd work all summer and work really good. And they came in and told us, no, you can't do that. Can't do that every year. Can't go back and put a pound of gas in it. You have to fix that leak, find it and fix it, or get rid of it. And we were just like, wow. And Freon went from $10 a pound that we charged to costing us $35 a pound. So it went to $50 a pound almost overnight, and people were losing their minds. People had had their air conditioner charged before, and it was $100 with labor. What's now $200? They were like, what the hell? It ain't me, man. It's your president. Your president did this. Your president did this. Yeah, back then the narrative was that the chlorofluorocarbons in Freon 22 were destroying the ozone. That was the thing. It was a chlorine in it that they claimed was doing the damage. You don't hear anything about that. Now that that's gone, that old narrative's gone. And I think I've talked to it before with my dad and my brother. They hate this new 410A refrigerant because it's a blend, and like water and oil, when it sets, it separates. And so it has to be shook up really good, and it does lose any Freon. You can't just add a little bit. You have to take it all out and put all new in. And it's pitiful. It's pitiful stuff. What is this? In the Burnos house, and the same killing everything away. Well, I mean, yeah, they can do whatever they want. Yep. CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons. CFCs are killing us. See, and that was the precursor to the CFCs was acid rain, and they weren't sure what was causing acid rain. So in the future, they came, oh, it's the CFCs that are part of it, plus all the other pollutants, but that was a big part of it. But it changed that industry. And from then on, the things they turned out, air conditioners and heaters and stuff, they turned out, you were lucky if one lasted 6 to 10 years before it needed a new compressor. Compressors go out on those things. I don't doubt that at all. I think they understand which elements to that benefit and which ones don't, and I'm sure they manipulate them to their advantage. But I started this whole thing today because I could not believe they took that video down. I mean, unless it's Fauci, I guess you can't put any doctor confidently on YouTube or on your channel and feel like it can hold up and they won't take it down unless they're saying what they want them to say. It's sad. But I'm gonna get myself going. Hour and 25 minutes. Elle, it's so good to hear from you, babe. Prayers for you and your family, your dad. Pray he gets comfort. Pray that you get you get peace. I hope everything stays relatively calm for you. You can weather this storm. Remember when Jesus told him to come out on the water, have your faith, and you can walk on the water. And he did until he realized, wow, I'm not supposed to do this, but you know what I mean? You can do this. You're going to be fine. We're here for you. The Lord's here for you. Oh, right. I remember my dad saying that a long time ago about gasoline. And I had uncles that rattlesnake hunt. And they use gasoline. They put them in pesticide tanks, spray paint tanks, and spray up under rocks and force out rattlesnakes. And every now and then they'd light it in a safe way, and they just all said it just gas these days doesn't burn like that. I remember I'm talking about how older gasoline, when it burned, it was really orange color, really orange, and now it's more of a yellowish blue when you have a good fire with it starting. But it's that's then. This is now. But you're in my prayers, sweetie. You take care. Have a good day, everybody. Good discernment, good vibrations. I love you all. Take care.